Let me get your thoughts on something, man. How do you feel about Metis? Because I know you, like me and you talked about this. Was like me and you talking about this Metis like 21. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
I've been
about it.
using Metis forever. Like, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like, so the way when I first came across like just doing some deep value research, I want to do the deep value research when prices are really good, when people love stuff, and then the deep value research when people hate it.
yeah,
When Metis was like a little bit of a laggard, but still like it like so Phantom pumped in like early 2022 after like not many things were really going in that time. Like Tomb was
yeah.
popping off, like all that stuff was still going.
Jewel was going
Yeah,
crack.
yeah. Jewel was
Bananas.
going pretty good, but
Yeah,
then I started to notice some of those like capital flows started going to Metis just with little stuff, you know. So I noticed like there were some very similar things on Metis that seemed to be starting to integrate where you could actually like the whole aspect of doing like some cross chain or like bridging from like this layer 1 to layer 2 from Phantom to a EVM. I was like, oh, like because Phantom being the first EVM and going from EVM to Metis, I was like, oh snap, okay, this is a thing. So start seeing like
yeah,
those liquidity pools between Phantom and like other Metis tokens. And so I'm just like, okay, this is pretty interesting. Doing some yield stuff, of
yeah,
course. And then but then I'm just like, okay, I don't really see a whole lot of TVL here quite yet. And then you start to go and say, okay, well, does it work? Like, are these transactions working on some of these dexes? So like Tethys was like a dex that I found in 2021, but like I'm just like, okay, I just want to make sure this thing works. Is there any rugs? Or is there any issues? What's the whole purpose? And what is it like on another chain? And then the concept is like, okay, well, at what point can we see capital flows, and how easy can capital flows come to this particular thing? So it being tied to Ethereum, okay, that's a place where you can get capital. But now I've seen that it can also get capital from Phantom as
yeah,
well. And so I'm like, okay, so I started to just learn some other projects in there. But like, man, I bought some of the Metis ecosystem like heavy in the bear market, and like some of this stuff already up like 8-9x. And it's just like, and that's just like the first little bit. We haven't even had like a real hockey stick for Metis quite yet. And so it's like, because Metis is what, like $78, like $80, not even $100 yet. Or
yeah.
it was, but it dropped back
It
down.
was 80, but it was 100, but it came down a little bit. Let me see. Yeah,
So
it's $86 right now, which is a pretty good price. I mean, yeah,
yeah,
because I've been DCing into it. I'm still DCing now.
yeah,
Like it's kind of like the way I think about it, it's kind of like if I always say like I've always say OP is like if Phantom and Matic had a baby. Like
yeah,
the way I think of Metis is if OP and Phantom had a baby.
basically,
In
basically.
a way, yeah.
Yeah. But nah, man, it's just I just see it as like a L2 that can get some liquidity from all the new people, but then all the people that make money in Ethereum and Phantom later, they're gonna move over to Metis in some capacity at some point.
It's some
So
capacity.
yeah, and it would it be in a lower market cap. It's just like an easy play. It's easy. So